All right, good morning,
Good
Senator.
morning.
Welcome
Great
to
to
the
be here.
show. Good
Well,
to see you
thanks.
again. So you talk a lot about your experience as a SEAL in the Navy and your campaign. So how does that experience translate to being a good congressman?
Well, there's a lot of experience. I also have an MBA in finance and MS in global leadership. I've seen the world. I've been in leadership positions all my life, from being in charge of special forces in Iraq, where you have, thousands of people. You run hundreds of operations. They're complex operations, and when you put people at risk, there's a consequence, and you understand the consequence. So it is about leadership, and it's about working to look at solutions. I mean, some of the complex, military operations, there's a solution set, and how do you get there, and how do you develop a campaign plan? How do you involve everyone? That's an important part. And so I've led, multiple commands, and been a mission commander in Iraq and Kosovo, and I think I have a pretty strong breadth of leadership positions, and then I've carried through from high school on.
Senator Walsh's campaign was predicated on his leadership in the National Guard, and of course it imploded when those allegations of plagiarism came out. And then recently you released some of your military records from your experiences as a SEAL. Will you be willing to release all of those records so we can, as Montanans, assess that career in full, which your website calls brilliant?
I sat down with Chuck Johnson, AP, and I brought my entire military record with them. And as long as people are legitimate, journalists, I have no problem. My record speaks for itself. I was 23 years a Navy SEAL, 2 Bronze Stars, 4 Meritorious Service Medals. I've been a commander in Iraq, Kosovo. When's enough is enough. This campaign's about issues. It's about solution sets. I had a record that probably 1% has ever had, and I was lucky. Was I the best diver, explosive jumper, sniper, weapons expert? No, but I know who was. And what I always did was surround myself with really, really talented people. And that's the art of leadership, is it anyone who tells you they know everything about every topic, is dishonest. What you need to know is really good people that are honest, that have good integrity, and are experts in the field so you can rely on them.
Can we sit down with you and look at those records
Sure.
sometime? Awesome. Well, we'll make sure that happens.
Great.
All right. Let's switch topics. Whiplash time. Okay. Agriculture.
Ag.
Right. I just
Really
saw,
important in Montana.
Okay. Big #1 industry in the state. Right.
Still
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
So looking at recent data that show that on-farm income is negative. In other words, most farmers have to do other things to make a living. How do we fix that? What can we do to fix the situation for farmers here in Montana?
Well, I think the biggest issue coming up is the water. I spent a lot of time in Havre looking at the St. Mary bypass and making sure that we have the resources, particularly water, that will extend our prosperity in agriculture for the future. Water is a huge issue in agriculture. Anywhere from the Salish-Kootenai Water Compact to the EPA, overreach, looking at are they going to control cow ponds? Are they going to control vernal pools? And what degree of control is the federal government going to have on our water? The Montana Constitution is pretty clear. We have sovereignty over our water. And I think we need to exercise that. And there's plenty of water for Montana. There's plenty of water to go downstream, but we have to protect our assets because agriculture in the future is going to demand water.
So the key to fixing it is water?
Well, I think that's one of it. That's probably one of the biggest threats that I see in the agriculture. Immediately is the future of our water. And taking land out of production. I think that you look at the sage grouse and you talk to many of the experts in sage grouse, and the population to a degree is affected by the crows, the ravens, the predators, the coyotes. But we're not addressing that, or the eagle population. How we're addressing it is forming habitat independent of numbers. Right. And the problem with habitat independent of numbers is numbers no longer matter. You're just taking land out of production. And that adversely affects the ag community when you take land out of production.
So we have some things to fix when it comes to agriculture, and it was good to have you back on the show again today. Thanks for being here.
Oh, pleasure.
Yeah. Have a good day.
You too.